Hello everyone, I'm back. This is another yes or no reading. I've been gone for 4 weeks, I know. I had me a mini break. We all need them, you know. So today we're doing another yes or no reading. We have 3 cards to choose from. So I'll give you a second to think about your question. We have cards 1, cards 2 and cards 3. So I'll give you a moment to think about the question and which card you feel drawn to. You can ask more than one question and pick more than one, set of cards. I will be doing personal readings very soon, so those who keep asking, I am going to be doing that very soon. You can find me on Instagram at Romani_fire, sorry. Or you could type in Romani Fire, I'm sure I'll come up anyway. So let's get stuck in and see what's happening for cards number 1. Yes or no cards number 1. So number 1, this is a no. And this is a no strictly because, don't get triggered. It may be that financially you're not in a good place at the moment to do what it is that you want to do. But I do feel like for you guys, cards number 1, I do feel like with the Ten of Swords here that it's going to be very short-lived. I feel like you may be struggling financially at the moment, which is stopping you from doing what it is that you want to do, whether it's a new job venture or whether it's just going out with your friends, whatever the situation is, financially you may be a little bit stuck. But with the Ten of Swords right here, it's telling me that that's going to be very short-lived because the Ten of Swords usually represents an end of a cycle. So, I'd say very soon, the no will turn into a yes and your finances will probably start, coming back in and you might start getting a bit more stable. But I'm also getting a message of the Ten of Swords feeling like your mental stability as well, like your finances could be suffering because of the way that maybe you're thinking. Maybe you're not thinking very positively at the moment. And I want to say this, I'm not really like a positive negative kind of person. I believe we need both to exist and to find that balance. But I think when we go one side more than the other, it can technically screw us up in many ways. So I feel like for cards number 1, it could be that maybe you're suffering with like a depression, anxiety. It could be that you're just going through a really rough patch at the moment. But again, with the Ten of Swords here, to me, it's just saying that it's going to be short-lived. You're not going to be in this state for much longer. And yeah, you may be feeling like a little bit battered. And I said this in one of my readings the other day, that there's someone here as well. There's someone here willing to help you. And I know we want to do it all on our own, which is why we're like this in the first place, because, we think we can do everything on our own. And, some people, yeah, they will go through like the depths of hell to make sure that they never ask anybody for help. Triggered. But, you've got people around you that are willing to help you if you need help. And I know that it's hard for you to maybe step out and ask for help because you do want to do everything on your own and maybe you feel like you don't actually want to owe anyone anything. But when people help you, they help because they want to. There's never, if someone's giving something to you the right way, then there's no contract. There's no, okay, I'm going to help you out now, so that means you're going to have to help me out later. And then what's going to happen is, it's going to be tit for tat. I'm going to owe you, you're going to owe me. When people give from the heart and when people help from the heart, they don't expect anything back. So I want to say cards number 1, yeah, you may be stuck at the moment and maybe your thought process is screwing you up a little bit, but just know that it's short-lived. And also pay attention to the people that you have around you, because this person right here, they're clearing the path for you. They're willing to help you. I mean, you could just keep going on your own and you could keep going in this kind of direction and prolong the process, which some people need to do. I'm like that myself sometimes. But just know, cards number 1, that there are people around you that are willing to help, and willing to help from a place where there's no contract to the giving process or whatever. Oh, excuse me. I swear every time I do a reading I get hiccups. It's weird. So cards number 1, this is a no. This is a very short-lived no. I understand thought process, you know, if you are going through depression, it doesn't change overnight. But I will say this, it does get better. It does. Trust me, been there, done that, lived the life of not seeing any way out. So just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And with the Ten of Swords showing up here, that's going to be very soon. And just, again, just be aware, you know, aware of the people that are willing to help you. You're not alone. You do have people that are happy to help you. So card number 1. I hope that resonated in some way. Let me know in the comment section below. And let's see what's happening for cards number 2. Card number 2, let's see what's happening for you. Yes or no? Wow, okay. So I feel like you finally know this. Sorry, let me get this straight into the message. I want to say yes. And this is like a, you know, like a proper solid, like, bam, yes. And I say that because the Queen of Swords, she knows what she wants. She's not messing around with nothing. Like, she knows what she wants. And then you have the Queen of Cups here too. And that's like the emotional side of us, you know. And you finally know what it is that you want. You finally know what your heart is desiring. And with the Queen of Swords here and the Queen of Cups here together, it's kind of like you're working in a very balanced place, like your head and your heart are very balanced at the moment. And that means that be prepared for a lot of great things to happen, because when these two are in balance, you can become unstoppable. Like, there's so much you can do when you've got your head and your heart, you know, going together instead of against each other. So cards number 2, this is a very strong yes for you guys. Yeah, I definitely feel like the Queen of Swords, you know, like your head has finally met up with your heart, and you're just in this balance at the moment where things are looking up. And, you know, I don't doubt for a second that if you say this is what I want, that you're not going to get it. Like, you will get it. I see that straight away. I see that straight away with these two paired together. Look, see, she's just like, this is what I want. And she's just like, yep. I'm in a strange mood today. Sorry. I don't know if my head just come forward then, but sorry. So yeah, card number 2, this is definitely 100% yes. Mind and heart working together. You literally are sitting in your truth. I'm really attracted to like the blue here as well. They're both wearing blue for one. You've got like the blue background, blue water, blue sky, blue capes. So I'm really attracted to the fact that you are actually sitting in your truth at the moment. And it's taken you, I feel like it's taken you a long time to realise what your truth was, but you're finally there. And because you're finally there, like, your life is really going to start changing, like, instantly. Instantly. So cards number 2, this is a yes for you. I'm excited for you. You're just like, head and heart, we're going. Like, one's not being left behind. You're leveled out. I love it. Card number 2, this is a yes for you. Let me know in the comment section below if that resonated with you guys at all. Let's see what's happening for cards number 3. Card number 3, let's see what's happening for you. Yes or no? Okay, I want to say yes, and I'm going to say yes because I feel like, similar to number 2, like cards number 2, they found a balance. And I feel like for you guys, it was more like, because Justice is Libra, right? So Libra is an air sign. So I'm just basing it off of the fact that not only does she have a sword here, she has her scales here. And I feel like you've kind of gone from, you know, knowing, like being in your head and knowing, to going off and wanting to understand what it is that you feel. Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes we can be so in our headspace that we don't actually really pay attention to how we feel, because we'd rather have the fact of what we can physically see than have the emotion that you can't always fully express. To me personally, when it comes to like anything to do with like the heart, the soul and stuff, I feel like words are just not big enough. Because how can you put a limitation on something that is limitless? Like, you can't say love and put a container, like love is infinite. Like there's no ending to love. It's like a constant vibration. It's a constant flow. Like there's no, oh, I love you today, but do you know what? We had an argument. I don't love you tomorrow. That's not how love is. That's not what love is. Love is a constant flow. And I feel that where you would try and apply your logic all the time, now you're going off and looking for something that's more emotional, fulfilling. And I don't know why, I always feel attracted to the eclipse that's happening up here. And the eclipse is kind of looking side-eye. And I like the fact that it's looking side-eye just because I'm the side-eye queen. But yeah, sorry, sidetracked. For you guys, it looks like, you know, yes, the justice will always happen. Whatever that is, whether it's, you know, positive, negative, doesn't really matter. Justice will be served. And I think that you are now kind of just going off and trying to figure out what it is that you emotionally want. I feel like mentally you're in a good place, but emotionally, you know, without the ninth cup, you feel like something's missing. And I know you know what's missing. Because I know you know. Because you know what's missing. But it's almost like you need to go off and just, you know, just get in your feels, get in your feelings and figure out what it is emotionally. Like, you know, but you want to experience that knowing emotionally. And that's what you're doing here with the Eight of Cups. And the fact that I said yes is because anything that encourages going inward and going on your journey and looking after yourself and honouring yourself, and anything that comes to that, for me, is always a positive and will always be a yes from me. So, you know, head is good, heart is getting there, feeling what you're feeling. You've got the eclipse up here too. I'm trying to figure out what I'm attracted to when it comes to the eclipse in this reading. Okay, so, you know, you've got the sun and the moon. So you have your intuition, you have deception, and then you have like the sun. And I think that it's going off to find that balance between the sun and the moon. And if you know anything about the sun and the moon, it's kind of like night and day, isn't it? So it's kind of like that cycle of, you know, everything's great during the day, but, you know, there's also that dark night of the soul. And I think that the moon and the sun in the eclipse has come together. It's like a certain power. I feel like eclipses always bring with it a certain power. And I have a feeling that when you go off, you will find what you're looking for, because you've got the eclipse that's backing you here. You've got the moon and the sun, you know, combined together. You are going to find what you're looking for. You may have to go through a bit of a shit time to get there. Let's face it, when it comes to emotions, like, sometimes they're hard to understand because they're so grand, but just know that you are going to find what you're looking for. And I can say that because you're just full of red. You know, to me, red is not only a powerful colour, it's connected to the root chakra. So you're dealing with your instincts. Like, you're not in your head no more. You're letting yourself go where you want to go instinctively. You know, red is a very powerful colour. So I don't doubt for a second that you're going to go where you need to go and you're going to experience what you need to experience. So yeah. Card number 3, if that resonated with you, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, interesting.